Good afternoon and welcome to Rewind. I'm here with a man that really doesn't need any introduction, Mr. Midge Ure.
Hey,
this is an absolute privilege, so thank you very much for your
Thank
time.
you.
We only have a few minutes, and you have done so much in your career. I don't really know how to get this started. For me personally, Midge Ure entered into my world through Visage.
Right, okay.
I was a big fan. So before that, and then obviously Band-Aid and Ultravox. I want you to tell everyone how that sort of period of time between 1978 and 1985. What was that like for you?
It was. It's uberly exciting. You know, it was. You have to think it wasn't just a period where song was king. His songs were all important back then. It wasn't just about the BPM. It wasn't just about the sound. It was the songs were the heart of everything. And I was very much a songsmith.
Yeah.
I grew up listening to other great songwriters. That's how you learn how to write them. But there was also a technological revolution happened at the same time. So synthesizers, which used to cost the price of a small house, all of a sudden became affordable, and you could start making records in your bedroom. So the combination of songwriting, the punk ethos from the three chord guitar bands and stuff that come a couple of years before, that ethos with a synthesizer, not knowing what you were doing, and the ability to record in your bedroom just made everything so ridiculously exciting. Everything opened up.
It was made accessible, I guess.
Yeah.
So, and Band-Aid, obviously, for me, Band-Aid was, if you're off from our age group, it was so big, and I think the younger generation probably don't appreciate just how big that movement was. So how did you get involved, and your involvement? How did all that happen, and what, if you could talk us through that?
We all knew Geldof, we all knew Bob, because the Boomtown Rats and the band I was in prior to Ultravox, the Rich Kids.
Yeah.
We used to hang out together, so we used to go and see each other and hang about London, and everyone knew Bob because of Paula Yates. She was a journalist, so she'd interviewed everybody, so everyone knew Paula.
Okay.
And I was doing the Tube, which was a TV show up in Newcastle, and Paula was co-hosting, and Bob called up and said, "I've just seen this thing on television. The Rats are finished. I need to do something. Will you help?" And I was standing next to Paula when the phone call came through. So had it been Gary Kemp, it might have been Gary Kemp who had done Band-Aid. And that was it. We met up a couple of days later and tried to figure out some way of generating £100,000. And the only way we could do it was write a song, get all our mates to sing it, and on a royalty rate an artist would get at that time, if you had a Christmas #1, you could maybe generate £100,000.
Right.
And the rest of it is history. It's just everyone gave up their piece of the pie, and all of a sudden it was massive.
And here we are, nearly 40 years later, and everyone still sings it every Christmas and all the year round, actually. So, and then obviously Ultravox, huge band, and everyone here is. I hope you're going to be singing Vienna, because obviously that is one that everybody loves. For me, personally, I thought it was one of the most wonderful pieces of music I've ever listened to in my life. As a rock ballad, I would put it right up there with anything. I think it was fantastic. That song, explain how that came about and what that means to you.
When I joined Ultravox, they had just been dropped by the record label. I was replacing two people in the previous band, so I was taking over guitar and vocals. The record label dropped them. So we were looking for a new record deal. Of course, nobody was interested, and we thought that the UK wouldn't be interested in this because we already had a legacy in the UK.
Right.
So we had an American A&R guy come over to look at us and sign us, and he sat in the rehearsal room while we wrote Vienna, from the very first notes right through to the finished, completed arrangement that everyone knows now.
Yeah.
He sat there for 3 days and then didn't sign us. So it was very much a band thing.
Yeah.
If you break it down to its component parts, if you know the song,
yes,
Vienna wouldn't be Vienna without that drum pattern, or that synthesized da 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 da, or the piano da 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 da, or the vocal. And it was very much a band really coming together and all contributing equal amounts.
Brilliant.
So it was magical in that sense.
It was magical. I mean, it must mean a lot to you. So here we are, 2023. We're at Rewind. You're in Scotland. You're at Cambuslang.
Cambuslang boy.
So yeah, it's obviously great I guess, for you to meet everyone. I mean, I was saying the amount of times I've heard it's our 40th anniversary this weekend has been frightening. But you're back in Scotland. You're playing to a local crowd. What does that mean for you? In
It's fantastic. I tweeted something earlier saying I'm coming back to stomp the homelands. Get the tea cakes out.
Absolutely, yeah, that's brilliant.
There's nothing. Every time you come back, there's something triggers in your head where you have to have a bit of Scottish soul food. And if that's a Lorne sausage or a tea cake or a bottle of iron brew, it doesn't really matter. You have to. It has to be done.
I actually had a Lorne sausage for breakfast. Does that make me stereotypical? Is that it? Oh my god! Listen, Midge Ure, it has been an absolute pleasure. Really, really, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Cannot wait to see your set. Thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate it. Cheers.